Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. I'm just waiting for my computer to boot up. I got a lot to talk about today that I want to share with you guys because I think the community have a right to know some of these things that they try to keep us from knowing, right? So I want to share some of that stuff with y'all. I hope everybody had a good, awesome Memorial Day. I ain't seen nobody sharing no picture on the grill today. I guess ain't nobody do no cooking today. So the first thing I want to talk about, some of y'all already know about the post I shared probably about 30 minutes ago when I shared the post about how many pastors actually get out in the community and help the homeless population, right? And I only seen one, my friend Elijah, that shared that they actually get out and help the homeless population. So while I'm not talking on that topic today, I want to just say thank Elijah and your church, man, for what y'all do for the community, for the homeless population, man. Cause a lot of us, when we get in a lot of people, residents, when they get into these situations with needing help in the, for their living conditions or whatever, the first place that they turn to is the church, right? And let me cut the music off. They turn to the church, right? And I'm seeing here lately that you can't really, you can't really turn to the church. The churches have become not dependable. I mean, I hate to say it. I'm just going, and if it ain't your church, then I'm not talking to you. But when have you ever known an individual from back in the days to go to the church for help and couldn't get help? You know what I'm saying? So I'm for every pastor that watching, for every pastor that might watch this, because it's streamed everywhere. So a lot of pastors gonna see this, and I got a lot of pastors that's my friend on social media, throughout social media. So for all you pastors that sit behind the pit every Sunday and get a word of God, just know, man, that we got to get out here in the community too, because the community if we can't turn to nowhere else, we ought to be able to turn to the church, right? I done had so many people call me within the last 30 days. And the first thing I ask them when they asking for help or they need an assistant, the first thing I ask them, do you go to church? And they say yes. And then I ask them what church they go to or whatever. And they tell me, I said, have you went to your church and asked your church for assistance? And they said yes. They always ask the church for assistance, right? They don't ask their church for assistance, but they say the church don't get them the assistance that they looking for. So I just want to say, for all you churches that collect tithes every week, just know them tithes need to be used for our community, for the people that's struggling, man. Cause we got a lot of people struggling, and they don't need to be turned down by a church. I know every time that I give something to a church or whatever, my church or any church, I be thinking about somebody gonna be able to use that money to help pay their light bill or rent or deposit on something. And it seems like that money is not going back out to the community like I was supposed to do it. But I'm not a pastor, so I can't preach on that. But I do know that a lot of people have called and said that their churches haven't been supporting them. And it just make me wonder sometimes, like, what is... But anyway, moving on from that. So anybody that knows a pastor or know your pastor or whoever, let them know that the community If I don't know if they out there like that, but if your community, if the community is need of help, then we need to let's get out to church for a weekend or two, probably once a month, and get out in the community and see what's going on and where y'all could be assisting at. If you can't do that but get everybody in the church to cook one meal for one person, I mean, that'll be good. I mean, it ain't all about money sometimes. I mean, show the people that you care. Show the people that you care. I know I have worked with a few churches in Athens, and I love them to death. I have worked with a few that have called me and told me, "Hey, Mr. Charles, let me and my church fix some plates or dinners or bags or whatever, and come out with you when you go into the encampments and feed the homeless, sit down and talk to. And thank you guys for rocking with First Step like that." And I love you for that, man. I really do. And I'm quite sure the people that's getting the stuff that we're giving them, they really appreciate it too. But God, right now, God is not pleased with the way some of these churches and nonprofits are conducting themselves. So, I just had to say that. I mean, we can't, right now, we can't give nobody no pass. Don't nobody get a pass. I mean, don't nobody get a pass. If we got a community that's hurting, we need to bring another side of the community together to help them. I mean, that's how it's supposed to go. I mean, if you only just helping you and yours, I mean, that ain't the way that God wanted to be. I mean, and I said this one time before, if God was to come back right now and land on the face of the earth, He not going to the rich, He going to the poor. Because that's what we supposed to serve at. So if you sit behind these pulpits collecting all this money, and I ain't trying to pocket check none of y'all pastors or none of that, but if you sit behind these pulpit getting this money like this, and you riding, you coming to church in fancy cars and big diamond ring, what about going to pawn one of them rings and help feed about 15, 20 people? What about that? Miss your paycheck this week and go out and help the community, man, because we need it. The people's in the community need it, man. And I get kind of frustrated. I don't get frustrated with God. I'm getting frustrated with the people that's supposed to serve God, turning their back on the community. So we ain't gonna keep doing that. As of this day, matter of fact, I'm gonna start calling the churches out. I mean, y'all can get mad, y'all can. I don't even care no more. I don't care no more. Cause when I see people sleeping in the back of their car with their little kids, that's a whole different level of support right there. And you tell them you ain't got nothing or you can't help them. That's something totally different right there. So as of today, and I'm going to have me and some of my members to reach out to some of these churches. If y'all say y'all can't help for whatever reason, I'm going to let the community know we call such and such church, and they said they're not helping. We call such and such church, they are not helping. And I mean, I'm going to put it out there like that. So if people thinking about joining your church and your church is not the one that support the community that sit with them, I mean, maybe they'll have a change of mind and go to another church, a church that's willing to help this community. I mean, because if we can't depend on the people of God, who is we going to depend on? I mean, they're keeping it real. But I didn't start that live. I didn't start it live for that. I just want to address that so you guys can kind of know how I feel about this situation with churches turning people around for support, man. We got to do better. I mean, if I'm going to be dropping $20 in when I show up, I need to know that $20 is going to be used for somebody in the community. If not, then I just go out there and give it to them straight myself. Why go through the church to do it? I just go give it to them myself. So that's one thing right there, right? So I don't know if some of y'all done heard, right? But we got a major issue. We got a major issue going on at Athens with the Boys and Girl Club. And I would say that this is allegedly, but I got the evidence now. I got the email today to prove that this ain't allegedly. So let me show you, and I got it pulled up on my computer right here. Let me show you guys something real quick. Let me turn this around so y'all can see it. Okay, let me move my drinking cup. This is the Boys and Girl Club here in Athens, right? And as you can see, I mean, it starts right here and it goes down to the chain of command, right? So you see, I want to show you all these people that's considered a part of their team, right? Okay, so today I got some interesting information, right? Today, a massive email went out concerning the Boys and Girl Club, right? And it was allegedly sent. If y'all can see my mouse, just follow my mouse, because as I talk, I'm going to move this mouse where it need to be at. So allegedly, the new CEO from Atlanta, Miss Coleman, sent out a massive email concerning Sterling Gardner, who was the vice president of the Boys and Girl Club, right? So they sent out a massive email saying that as of right now, I'm just gonna put it in short. As of right now, he's being relieved of his duties. He is no longer with the Boys and, well, they didn't say he wasn't no longer with the Boys and Girl Club. They said he been relieved of his duties and they will update them further. So in short, what done happened is Sterling Gardner have been removed from the Boys and Girl Club, right? Sterling Gardner have been removed from the Boys and Girl Club. And last week, I'm going to move this down a little bit. Last week, we got Mr. LaMelle right here, as we know as Life. We call him Life. He resigned. He resigned. So allegedly, Miss Coleman went to the board. Yeah, all black. Yeah, you're right, bro. Allegedly, Miss Coleman went to the board and told the board that she wanted, and this part is allegedly, because I wasn't standing there listening to the conversation. Allegedly, Miss Coleman went to the board and told the board that she wanted Sterling and Life both removed from the Boys and Girl Club. And the board allegedly said, no, we're not going to remove them. But for whatever reason, throughout that conversation, Life resigned. He turned this resignation. And from what I'm hearing, he's real upset because he done got a lot of funds donated through other people, and those funds went to the Boys and Girl Club, and it don't benefit him now. Now, the talk in the street is that they was asked to be removed. The talk in the street, they was asked to be removed for mismanagement of funds. And just know the Boys and Girl Club have millions of dollars. I seen they financial stuff, so they don't think that the Boys and Girl Club is broke, because they're a long way from broke. They got millions of dollars. So these two, follow my mouse, these two have been removed. That's Life, and that's Gardner, have been removed from the Boys and Girl Club. Now I was looking, I'm going to scroll down a little bit. I was looking at, and this is the end. I was looking at this, and the board of directors down here, right? If you look at the board of directors down here, right? You see a lot of good people down there. I mean, they got a good board. And mind you now, the Boys and Girl Club in general been around for 119 years. But I noticed on this that the chief of police is no longer Jerry Salters. He was a part of the Boys and Girl Club board, right? And I see that he is no longer a part of the Boys and Girl Club. Now, I haven't asked him about this, but I'm curious to know, why did the chief of police remove himself from the board of the Boys and Girl Club? From what I'm hearing, he removed himself because Miss Coleman is considering pressing charges against this, allegedly against Sterling and Life, for some mismanagement of funds. From what I'm hearing, they was double paying themselves. which in street term, that is stealing money. This is getting crazy. But I look at this list, they team, right? And I did meet Miss Coleman at one event, man. Miss Coleman seemed to be real cool and down to earth, good person. But it seems like, to me, she ain't playing the radio. So all the mismanagement of funds and everything that been going on at the Boys and Girl Club, the money stealing and misappropriation of funds, it seemed like she is on top of it and she ain't playing the game about it. So she is trying to hold people accountable now for this. Now, it's something else that I want to point out to you guys. Let me go back up to the top right here. And some of these people I know, some of these people like Miss Mac, she's a real good person. She run the Boys and Girl part over at Rock Spring. And from my understanding, that's the only program out of all of this ARPA funding that's actually going good. Miss Mac, they said Miss Mac got a real good support team and do real good work over there at Rock Springs. So shout out to Miss Mac for that. But if you go to the top, follow my mouse right here for a minute, guys. If you go right here to the top, right? And you go down to the end, you go down to the end, it said donate. You can hit the donate, and this their website now. So it got a donation button and it got a wish list. So a few minutes ago, I was strolling through this and I looked, and I said, let me hit the wish list just to see what comes up. So if you see the places that have wish lists, right? They got Broadacres wish list, they got Parkview wish list, they got Rock Spring wish list, and they got Jolie Shallow wish list, and they got the musical art wish list. So if you click on these, this is the stuff. The wish list is what they are requesting the community to help them get, right? So I'm going to click on one just to see, just to show y'all what I seen. So the Broadacre wish list, this is what they asking for, one item. And I don't know how much the item is, but they asking for some glue stick and some glue, right? And I just don't understand why they would be asking for anything, to be honest with you, because looking at y'all budget, y'all got millions of dollars. So, I mean, y'all can't buy no glue. But anyway, I'm going to go back. Let's go to Parkview. Let's hit Parkview and see what Parkview want. Okay, Parkview got a little long list. It ain't much, but if you look at this stuff, if you look at the stuff like they need, it's like stuff that out of millions of dollars, y'all think y'all can get it. I mean, y'all got big donors that donate money to y'all regular. I can't understand. We go to Rock Spring. This the one that Miss Mac run. Let's see what they want. The wish list. Nothing shows up. Nothing shows up for Rock Spring. They don't need nothing over there. So, like I just said, they said Miss Mac got one of the best things over a part of the Boys and Girl Club, and you see they don't need anything. So shout out to Miss Mac again. You're doing your thing, Miss Mac. All right, let's see. Let's go down to old Joe right here. Let's see what they need. Okay, they don't need nothing. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So music and art wish list. Let's see what they need. They need some Apple iPad, the 9th gen. These are new ones. That they need some Apple iPads. Some new one, the 9th generation. They need 3 more. They said they got 2. They need 3 more. You go down right here. They said they need some Apple 2004 Mac Pro laptop. That costs $1,700 a piece. I'm just let me stop for a minute. Let me just tell y'all this. I got one of these, right? I got one of these Mac Pro. Y'all probably done seen me on it before. And they cost $1,700. I'm just curious to know, and they didn't say how many they need on here, but I'm just curious to know, who are this for, staff or the kids? Apple Mac Pros 2024? Who are y'all get? I mean, I wouldn't, kids that coming in from the community, I wouldn't have them on no Apple Mac Pro 2024. We got a place called IT Tech here in Athens. They give away laptops for free to nonprofits. For free. It ain't no Apples, but they Mac, they laptops. And then you say y'all need 5 Apple iPad. Like what? Oh my God. I'm gonna keep that to myself. So let's go back to this. Okay, so those are the wish lists that I found kind of strange, man. Some of the stuff that they're asking for, it seemed like they're trying to get it to sell. I go back to their team, right? And out of this team, I forgot to mention one thing, right? So about 2 months, close to about 2 months ago, right? The finance director got fired. The finance director is the one who handles the money for the Boys and Girl Club. And obviously they ain't got no picture of him, but he got fired or allegedly resigned. So I'm gonna tell y'all something. When somebody said they done resign, 9 times out of 10 they done fixed it where they'll resign instead of get fired, so it won't go on their background. Just so y'all will know that. So if you hear a lot of people say, "Oh, such and such resigned," 9 times out of 10 they got fired. And it been fixed as to where they'll let them resign instead of them getting fired, so it won't go on their record. But they got big issues over there. And it seemed like this lady, Miss Coleman, is doing a lot of cleaning. She's doing a lot of cleaning up, man. Sterling, man, I mean, you good people, you good people as an individual, good people, but some of the things that we're hearing throughout the community, and allegedly Miss Coleman is trying, she allegedly asked to press charges against these 2 individuals, right? And I hope it don't fall down to that y'all get arrested or whatever. But one thing I do know, and I done dealt with a couple of $1 million from the Fed. So one thing I do know, you cannot play with federal money. It's something else I seen on here too. Let me just show y'all this real fast, and then I'm gonna move on to this next situation right here. We're gonna go to news. Y'all see right here, I'm gonna hit news right here, right? And the first person that comes up in the news is Monique Sanders. That's Monique Sanders, right? Now, Monique is an awesome person. I can't say nothing bad about Monique as far as being a individual in the community, but it's one thing that kind of struck me as strange, right? When I pulled a financial, no, this ain't, well, I'm gonna say allegedly just to clear myself, but allegedly Monique Sanders was dating Sterling Gardner. I'll go back to show y'all. She was dating this person right here. Now, mind you now, Sterling Gardner is the one before Miss Coleman got there. Sterling was over all the ARPA funding being distributed throughout the nonprofits in the community, right? So he was dating Monique Sanders. I don't even know if they still dating, because I'm out in their love life and none of that. Now, I ain't gonna do no background on that. But he was dating Monique Sanders, right? And Monique Sanders submitted a proposal to, and this ain't allegedly, she submitted a proposal to the Boys and Girl Club, to Sterling, her boyfriend, and she was awarded, Sterling gave her $50,000 in ARPA funding, right? $50,000. And this can be easily checked within in the system, y'all. If somebody want the information, I send it to them. They can go back and do a story on, or just look at the research or whatever. But her boyfriend, Sterling Gardner, her previous boyfriend, Sterling Gardner, she submitted $50,000. Now, mind you, now Monique doesn't have a staff, for one. She doesn't have a staff. She ain't got people working for her, blase, blase. So it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see what did Monique, and apparently from what I'm hearing, she didn't even use the whole 50,000. But apparently, I love to see what she did with 50. From what I hear, all she did was took a couple of kids on field trips or whatever. And that was, I mean, but if you don't have staff, for one, what did you do with said $50,000? What did you do with $50,000? And why did your boyfriend feel the need? First, he should have excused himself from that, knowing that, let me go back. Gardner, man, I swear to God, man, I respect you as a man, but you did some backward stuff, bro. You did some backward stuff. And you make everybody a part of it. What you and your crew did is some of these people's on here, like I know a couple, I've seen this John Lawrence, good person, Lisa Mack, good person. I mean, a lot of these people's on here are like real good people, man, and do real good positive work for the community. I mean, they're part of a nonprofit. This nonprofit that's been around 119 years. But some of the stuff that y'all have done, bro, I can't respect that, because at the end of the day, look who suffer with that. The kids in the community. And now and I assume that's why camp is so high now. You know, camp is like almost $600 now just for the kids to go to camp. And I guess because they done lost so much funding in the process of, I don't know, people double dipping inside of the money, that they trying to get back financial wise. But the kids hurt behind when you do stuff like, and everybody know that I love homeless people, but my first passion is these kids in the community. I love these kids, man. And when you do stuff like that, when y'all do stuff like that, it hurts our community. And y'all a nonprofit that's constantly asking for what? To donate. So a lot of people give y'all hundreds of millions of dollars or whatever, only for some of y'all to take advantage of it. That hurts the community. So I'm not mad at Ms. Coleman for doing her job. You know, she seemed to be an honest person. I heard her speak one time at an event that we was at. So she seemed to be an honest person, and she have brought in light that is people a part of this. And y'all can request the email. I mean, the email is open. The email that she sent out is open records. I mean, anytime a nonprofit in connection with government money, you can get that email. So you can always request that email that Shawana Coleman, the president, sent out, or the Boys and Girls Club, concerning Sterling, right? So you can know that this is not allegedly, this is what happened. So just know, man, some of the stuff that y'all been doing for years or whatever is finally exposing itself. But at the end of the day, it's hurting the good people that's a part of this program, and it's hurting our community. Because I hear that, from what I'm hearing, the Boys and Girls Club count, as far as count, the count is down. The count is down. A lot of people can't afford no $600 for their kid to go to camp. It's just all backward, man. It's all backward. It's all backward. So let me tell y'all this real quick too, before I go. What I'm in the process, me and some more people are in the process of doing, right? We're going to get a list, right? We're going to get a list of all the nonprofit, you know, we got over 1,000 nonprofit now. You know, a couple of years ago, we only had up like 800 nonprofit. Now we don't went over 1,000, right? So what I'm going to do, what we're in the process of doing, we're going to get a copy of all the executive directors' salary in Athens, right? The nonprofit, all the executive directors' salaries in Athens, Georgia. And we're going to print it for the community to see. We got a lot of people, we got a lot of executive directors in Athens that make over $100,000 a year. Let me let that sink in. I say it again. We got a lot of executive directors in Athens, Georgia, that make over $100,000 a year, right? And I'm gonna print their salaries. I'm gonna print their names and their salary and they nonprofit. So when we look at like government officials giving these people money, right? We look at these government officials, we look at Man Commission in Athens, giving these nonprofit 50,000, 60,000, 100,000, 1.2 million. We look at our government officials giving those nonprofit that money, thinking that money is going to be used to help people in what area, whether it's kids or homeless people, whoever it is. And that ain't the case. A lot of that money is for overhead staff. It's for staff that they're putting in their pocket. So if you give let's say you give a nonprofit $500,000, right? And you got and that's supposed to be for a 2-year period. You give an organization $500,000 and they got an executive director that make over $100,000 a year. What do you think? Just the exec, they don't even count for the assistants and all the rest of the staff. Where do you think the majority of that money going? Where do y'all think that money goes? And then you don't see no effect to what they're doing in the community. I use Advantage for a good one. Advantage get millions. They beg for money all the time. All the time. I mean, y'all just seen them. They always, Evans and Advantage and his little crew, they beg for money all the time. And you don't see no effect to what they're doing. They got all these millions of dollars to help homeless people in Athens. And this ain't something I'm making up. Look at the situation. The situation with the homeless population and what Advantage is doing, it's got worse. It's worse. So why do we keep giving them our taxpayer? Why do we keep giving these organizations taxpayer money when the work ain't being, the majority of it's going in their pocket? John Mars, for instance, worked for Advantage. He done went and bought him a new car and everything. I mean, where's this? People, be mindful of the people that you donate your money to. Be mindful of the people that you donate your money to, because seem like the fund they get is only paying salaries. I mean, it's not helping where it need to help at in the community. It's not helping. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Let me cut my computer back on. I'm gonna give you another perfect example. Habitat for Humanity, Spencer Fry in Athens, right? I think up to $11 million to build affordable homes. Where they at? Where are the affordable homes at? Tell me that. Where's it at? Where's it at? That man ain't built now house with ARPA money for the $11 million that he done got. I think he built 1 or 2 houses. With $11 million, we're supposed to have a whole strip full of houses. Sometimes we got to look and see who the crooks is. We got to look and see who the crooks is. And God bless Man Commission, man. They just don't know. Well, the mayor know. I mean, he's part of the problem. But bless our commissioners, man. We got some real good commissioners. A few of them real good commissioners, man. And they don't know. They don't know. They say, okay, we coming out with this. People going out with these pretty presentations, man, and say they going to do this, they going to do that. They approve it. And they move on to the next issue or whatever. But the old people that presented those presentations don't produce the work. I mean, you heard it the other day. They don't have a printout on none of the work, the nonprofit that they done gave money to. They don't have none of the printout as to show the work that they're doing. They don't have the printout. So why are we still giving them money? Why are we still? It's just like me helping an individual get housing or whatever. Why I'm gonna put you in a house and you're not going to stay in it? I mean, you're not going to pay your rent. That'd be kind of crazy. If you tell me your situation, I put you in an apartment and come to find out you ain't paid rent for 4 months, that means I done wasted my time. And that's what's going, I use that for example now, and that's what's going on with this right here. We're using our taxpayer money to waste people's time. And as of today, we still ain't got no affordable housing. We build what? 3 houses. We take 3 families out the street. We build 3 houses a year. I'm using that for example. We build 3 houses a year, get 3 families out the street. But we almost close to 2,000 people sleeping in their cars on the street. So anyway, I just want to share that with you guys. about the Boys and Girl Club. Shout out to Mr. Shout out to the Boys and Girl Club, all the good staff over there, the good staff that's doing their thing, man, and being positive, man, and still helping the community. Let me put this over here. My mouse going dead. John Lauren, Lisa Mack, Mr. Watson, Miss Browning, Carlos Fisher, just some of the Miss Evans, Mr. Dunn, and Miss Coleman. Shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to you guys, man. The positive people that's still trying to keep that organization going. They're trying to keep that organization going for our community. But I just got to say, and I know a lot of y'all going to see this video. I just want to say, we got to come down on them camp prices. We got to come down. We got kids that can't afford them high prices. And now they're seeking elsewhere. That's why y'all losing kids. That's why y'all losing kids. Because the parents can't. Who can afford for their kid to go to camp for $600? That's almost a car note. That is a car note. But y'all got to come down on them prices a little bit. If y'all can help the community, help them in that way. Because a lot of those kids actually depend on coming to the Boys and Girl Club. I hate that it's a lot of controversy and stuff going on over there now. But hopefully y'all straighten it out. Hopefully y'all straighten that part out. But y'all got some real good people as a part of the Boys and Girl Club. You just got to continue to get rid of the one that feel like they can take advantage of taxpayer money, man. So shout out to all the good peoples over there that's doing good work. Life, I hate this happened to your situation, man. I've been knowing you a while, Sterling. I'm sorry this happened to you, but one thing, if I don't know anything else, I know that we must be accountable for our own actions. So if y'all was stealing funds or double paying yourself or whatever the situation was, then you got to be held accountable. I'm just curious to know how y'all gonna get that money back. If they done messed up some funding, apparently somebody have. Was it the old finance director? Or was it Life and was it Sterling? Because he signed off on everything. Who gonna pay that money back? That money got to be paid back. I mean, because the Fed step in about that money that y'all done messed up. Somebody actually going to federal prison. I know that for a fact. You're going to federal prison. So I hope y'all get it together over there. But I just want to share that with you guys, man. If y'all know Life, if y'all know Gardner, send them an email and let them, shoot them a text or whatever and let them know, sorry about what happened or whatever. Because they have, I ain't saying because they made a mistake, they're not good people. I mean, we know that, they have been serving the community, and I think Life still do the chess and community thing, if I ain't mistaken. They have been serving the community. They have served the community. What went astray, I don't know, but they have been serving the community. So, let's not talk down on they going through it. So let's not talk down on them. Let's try to support them if they can. Cause they have helped a lot of people. They have helped kids in the community before. So one mistake, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes we hold people. Sometimes we're a killer. You can do good all your life, right? You can do good all your life, and you can make one mistake and it's a wrap. That's crazy, ain't it? Yeah, but. Thank you guys for watching. I just want to share that with y'all, man. Y'all have a blessed rest of your Memorial Day. I'm finish cleaning up and washing my clothes, and I'll talk to y'all later.